it is, what it do, ZCCCrew, your boy Zaddy Chunk Chunk, and we are back again with another banger for you guys today. What kind of banger? This is some bang! And today I have
Kristen
and Jamil,
and today we're doing a versus battle. I have Taco Bell, a Kristen favorite, with Del Taco. Now, you guys both really don't rock with Del Taco, really, huh?
You know, not as much as Taco Bell, but we do like Del Taco.
Yeah, we like Del Taco.
Honestly, I never really had them side by side because Jamil recently asked me earlier today. He's like, "Hey, do you think your tacos are way better?" I'm like, "Actually, I don't. I never had them neck to neck. So this will be a taste test to see which one is actually better."
Nice.
But this one came out. Surprise! This was $16.99.
Okay,
and it's 6 tacos and 6 burritos.
Is it 6 burritos?
I believe it was. Wasn't it?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this was $20, $19.99 because I'm not including the drinks, and that was 4 tacos and 4 burritos.
Right.
That's right. I know.
Taco Bell's taxi.
Del Taco has a better deal.
I know.
So let's go ahead and get this unpacked.
Okay,
Let's
cool.
do it. Nice. Yeah, we've never done side by side either, too.
Okay.
So, like, you know, I haven't had a Del Taco taco in a minute.
Okay. I'm gonna grab one. I'm gonna grab 2 Del Taco. Well, and you don't have to. We don't have to go crazy and have them all out right away. You can just grab as you eat.
Cool.
Okay.
And let me grab just 2 burritos real quick. I apologize.
No, it's all good.
Well, all the tacos are on top, so I'm just gonna have to hand some tacos over.
I mainly want Taco Bell if there's enough, You know how I am.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Put that there.
Yay.
And then here's the beefy
Tacos.
burritos.
Thank you.
Oh, they hooked up this sauce, by the way.
Yeah,
so
you could just dump a whole bunch of sauces in the front.
Cool.
Perfect.
As much as you can, actually, because I know I'm not a sauce.
Oh, they did us kind of wrong. They didn't give us they only gave us a few fire.
Oh, that's all good.
They gave us a whole bunch of. Oh, they give us hot though. That's pretty cool.
Not a good amount.
That's not too terrible.
All right, well, you mind if I get a prayer real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Father God, I'm going to thank you for this food that we're about to receive in our body. And God, I ask that you do please bless this food. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Let's eat.
All right.
Where's let me get a burrito. Is there a burrito in
Yeah,
there?
it
Do you
should be,
see
yeah.
it? And
We got one right here. Yep.
Perfect.
Right there.
And you might want. Oh wait, there's hella tacos here.
I know.
Is it all tacos?
Oh
Did he mess up?
no, they're underneath.
Oh,
This is what. Okay.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Okay, well, so
Look
the
at these.
burrito is way smaller, I think, because this is a thick body.
Yeah, and this is all. I don't even know what's going on here.
Yeah, already. Look at that. Yeah.
Here, I'm just gonna throw whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
You mind
is
if I put some
crazy.
more?
Yeah, of course.
This
of
is
course.
lots of food. Okay, is that good?
Yeah,
okay,
that's good right now. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can start diving in. You can start
You want to do it?
diving in.
Okay, cool. I was going to say, did we want to do side by side or we
Oh,
just.
yeah. No, yeah,
Okay,
I
cool.
actually do want to taste this side by side. Which one do I have? Because
This
their
Del
wrapping
Taco
looks.
right here.
So, okay, look at this now. Well, first of all, can I show this?
Yeah.
Look at the taco side. I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
This is a little bit soggy now. For granted, we did pick up Taco Bell first.
Yep.
I feel like this is larger and more filled.
And I think the shell is a little bit stronger too, right?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that's the thing about Taco Bell. If you don't get it home right away to eat, like it's gonna.
And I think you
get soggy.
like Del Taco for the reason because it is a crunchier shell and it is a little more beef. For me with Del Taco, I don't like the flavor of the beef as much as I do the Taco Bell flavor, but that's just me.
I'm using the wrong one.
Oh, babe, they didn't have the creamy jalapeno sauce, did they? Mm-mm. Oh, they forgot
They
it.
didn't put it in there? Because they charged me.
Yep, they did.
We got it.
Oh, yay! Thank you.
I got you covered.
Yeah.
I forgot it was in there.
Thank you so much.
I'm having the Del Taco one. I forgot how this is. This actually does taste good.
It does?
Yeah, I actually like it a lot.
Let me take another. I'm going to finish the whole taco and then finish that whole taco. Taco Bell came out with a commercial. People saying that their Taco Bell only hits after midnight. You seen that commercial?
Yeah.
And then they give it to him during the day. And he's like, oh, this hits.
Yep. It does gotta work like that though.
Because you
At
guys,
nighttime.
before you did mukbangs, you really weren't eating out that much.
We did.
And when you did, it was like Taco Bell late night.
We did Taco Bell late night or In and Out. We went back and forth.
It was always Taco Bell late night too. We never
Always.
did it in the day. Yeah.
And Taco Bell used to have this thing that we actually say to today. it's called fourth meal because you got breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then Taco Bell's their gimmick was fourth. This is the fourth meal of the day. You know what I mean? So they'd have it like at
okay, because it's been okay. I get it now. All right, let me try. I'm trying Del Taco now.
Babe, is there an extra straw? Thank you.
I got you.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I forgot to get that.
Look at this.
What is that?
What is that?
Big cheese that's just not shredded.
Oh, in the taco? Okay.
That's crazy. Okay, that's cool. Well, at least maybe it's fresh.
It's just like real cheese. I don't know.
Yeah.
In the block.
So yeah, so this is the Taco Bell taco that I got, and mine hasn't gone soaked all the way through yet. I did notice though, Del Taco didn't give me a lot of meat. I did notice that. I don't know if you got the same thing, but
they put a lot of cheese in this.
So cheese heavy. That's our trick. That's interesting because usually, cheese isn't cheap these days. But
true.
Who knows?
Okay. Based off this, I like Taco Bell's. I like Taco Bell's hot sauce better.
Oh yeah.
Me too. I'm biased.
Yeah.
But also, I don't have their hottest from Del Taco. They're out.
Yeah.
Honestly, you guys, we originally were going to do Popeyes.
Popeyes, yeah.
They literally had nothing.
It's crazy. I feel like Popeyes.
Only side they had left was coleslaw.
Was the coleslaw, right? Did they have something else too? They said coleslaw and like
mashed potatoes or fries.
No, it was
French
fries, right? Yeah.
Coleslaw French fries, and then they only had the chicken legs, I guess.
Yeah.
No wings, no tenders, no nothing. So yeah.
By the way, if y'all want napkins.
We have some. Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like they're pretty cut dry. I mean, with Del Taco, you get a harder shell.
Yep.
I feel like the cheese is more quality cheese. But with Taco Bell, the meat, like you said, I do believe it is more meat. And the hot sauce is better. Now, if we're thinking about prices, Del Taco is definitely winning on that one.
Yeah.
But also, that burrito looks way more
Hefty.
thicker. Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
Look at that.
It's actually really good.
That's crazy. You pulling out that burrito? That looked like a wrap. You know what I mean? Like not a wrap, but a
Yeah, like a roll
I can't
up.
think of that. A roll up. Yeah, it looks like a roll up from Taco Bell. That's crazy. Actually, Kristen, do you have one of those an extra burrito in there
I do.
from Del Taco?
Yeah.
Let me try it.
For sure.
Because I've never compared the two. Thank you.
Yeah,
Do not. Taco Bell's gonna win that one. Like, I just took a big bite, and I feel like I don't got no meat now.
Oh no, there's nothing in there.
Nothing in there? That's crazy. And they left
No,
you
this
with,
is winning.
They did this weird roll on it too. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
you can't even call this a burrito. You can't call it a burrito. That's crazy.
That first bite's all bread, I feel.
It ain't bad.
Taco Bell wins. They always win. No.
That price difference, though, is like, you could probably justify this.
Yeah. I mean, they do give you a lot of these. Like, I feel like if you're feeding, like a lot more people, that this Fiesta pack is just going to do more. It's going to be way better.
I wonder if they ever see, because these two places were right next to each other. I wonder if they ever see each other, like the local gas station. Like,
Giving each other the eye, the evil eye. How dare you?
Like, this is competition.
Yeah.
But I haven't had you guys here on the channel in a minute. How you guys been?
We've been good.
Just recording.
Grinding.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys getting heavy on the shorts now.
We are.
Yeah.
How you guys liking that?
It's a lot. They're fun though, but it's a lot too.
It is.
It's nice to do though. Yeah.
Do you think it's easier than doing the long format videos?
What do you think, Kristen?
Yes. I guess I do because it's only like a minute that we record for, but It's more creative, you know. We have to become more creative, but it's fun. I really enjoy them. I have a good time.
Yeah.
They're like skits, you know.
Exactly.
So we have a good time doing them.
Our acting skills are terrible, though.
Oh,
so.
no, they're great. Great actors. No.
Nobody's saying that.
Wait, you guys are acting?
Well, I don't know. You gotta do like little skits. We were trying to like, you know, try to act in a skit, but it's hard. It's hard to do. You really got. I feel I got a new level of appreciation for of people that can do the skits and really knock it out of the park. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been seeing them like you guys. Well, you didn't order enough food, and and she'll like want some or some of that sort. You know?
Yep, exactly. Yep, we got to get you on them.
Yeah,
one of these days.
But you know, that was the smart doing. You know, just like revamping, just doing different ideas and stuff of that sort.
Yeah.
I showed you guys just like that other channel that showed you that did that revamp, that Arletta woman.
Oh yeah,
that popped the balloon challenge.
That's right.
I don't know if I talked to the subscribers about that, but I showed you guys that. You guys love those videos.
You guys have to put your subscribers. You have to put your subscribers on because it is the best show on YouTube.
It is
hands down.
It's called what? Pop the Balloon or Find Love. But you have to watch Arletta's. Hers is the best because other people do it, and it just seems ghetto.
It's not ghetto.
It's ghetto when they do it. Arletta, she does it right.
She's a good host. You mentioned that, and that's really what does it. It's because she's such a good host. Everybody else kind of is just trying to, like you said, it just doesn't hit right.
So now, seeing that, all right, so you guys are lucky. You guys are high school sweethearts. You know?
You always remind us that it's rough out there in the streets of the dating world.
It's true.
Which I agree. We
seeing that. Now imagine hopping back into the dating world after seeing that. How do you think it'll be? Do you think things have changed?
Yeah, things have changed. And everybody says it's more difficult now. I just don't believe it.
You don't believe it?
I don't believe it. I don't know.
I know. I feel like I still got it. If I wanted it, I feel like I got it. I do. Call me crazy.
So what do you mean by you guys got it?
I just feel like obviously we're happy together.
Yeah, of course.
But if we were out there trying to date finding someone, I think it'd be a little bit of a challenge, but I don't think it'd be that hard.
See, the thing is, so you can probably find something, but can you find a real relationship? You think you'll be able to do that easily, or just as easy as you did it back in your day? You think it's the same level of easiness?
So, yeah. See, I don't think. Okay, you know what? It's a little different because of social media. Social media has made it harder. It gives more people options. They feel like they can pass up a subpar person with the hopes that they can get somebody else even bigger. You know what I mean? So I do think it is harder, but I don't know how much harder.
I feel like Jamil's got a lot of game. He's got swag. I feel like he can definitely pull some females.
Okay.
I do, and he's a wonderful. I mean, obviously, but he's an amazing person to be in a relationship with. I mean, any girl would be stupid if they left. You know, that's how I feel.
I appreciate
that's how I
feel. There's somebody out there that's like, what? And I just one person.
Like him? Yeah,
thousands.
No, and I mean it. I mean, I don't know.
It's all good. I appreciate that.
And I'm not. Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
So shit, a good person to be with.
I know, right? I'm like that because I feel exactly the same. I think that's one of the reasons why it's been easy to be with Kristen because she's super relaxed, super chill, like not pressure, like you know what I mean. Like I do have to say that I think a lot of times in relationships it's tough finding like you know a girl that's easy and compatible and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I do feel like I got lucky with Kristen because it worked out. Like we would just fit perfectly. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, and so I do have to say, if it's long term like you're talking about, I could see it being a little bit harder now.
Okay, so
I could see that. Yeah.
Let me tell you where the difficulty is going to come in for both of you guys.
Yeah.
This is where you're gonna have a problem.
So on the guy's end, it's going to be hard to find someone who's legit in you. And like I said, because this is not everyone. This is not a blanket for every woman in the world. I'm just talking about this day and age, just dating around my age. A lot of people, you got to find someone who's truly into you for you and not wanting just materialistic things. I feel like it's going to be hard to come across that, or women wanting the most from the beginning.
Yeah.
From a man's perspective. From a woman's perspective, you have to find guys who are not just trying to get one thing from you.
Right.
And that's going to be that's going to be harder. You know what I mean? Because you're probably going to go through, like, if you were to date right now in this age, and let's say if you're my age or something, you're starting dating, it's probably going to be like 15, 20 guys that you're going to have to, well, not saying that you're going to have to do something, but I'm saying there's going to be 15, 20 guys that are going to try that before you probably find that one guy who's not just wanting that one thing.
I'm like, am I going to be Rand?
No, I'm just saying, but you're going to run into a lot of guys who are just hitting you up like, oh, I'm just trying to be friends with benefits. I'm just trying to
you have to sift through.
And then you're like, no, I'm not interested. I'm not interested until you finally find that one guy who's willing to support you. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. Like a serious person.
Yeah, because it is tough. I mean, I do got to say, like, you know, you got guys that are just basic dudes that, you know, they play video games. They don't get out much. Socially, they're not doing great. And then you got that top, like, 20% of dudes that will go out and talk to women and stuff like that. And those guys have so many options. And it makes it harder for the guys, I think, that are, you know what I mean, that are, don't have that social ability to actually get in relationships, right? You know what I mean? So I think I can see how it would be harder, I guess now, like I said, with the internet, having that option and stuff like that.
And then also the internet just messed it up that people are not doing cold approaches, like actually approaching women.
Right.
Yep.
So it's so easy to slide in a DM.
True.
But now having that actual face-to-face interaction.
Yep.
I feel like a lot of people are scared to do that nowadays. You know, a lot of people are not shooting their shot like that.
So would you say though that like it's harder?
I'm having a deja vu moment for some reason.
Me too. I feel like we talked about this.
That's crazy.
Is it?
I swear we did, because I'm about to ask, is it harder online or in person? But we could have just had these talks like.
Did you know I was about to ask for another taco at that box?
I hear it. I come over here. Yeah. I was thinking that. That's why.
Is it harder what though?
Is it harder to date online, like with an online dating scene, or do you think it's easier than prior to the internet and all these dating apps? Like, was it easier? Well, you probably wouldn't. You weren't like shooting your shot until all the apps came out. Right?
Yeah, but the thing is now I'm in competition with anybody now. You know,
True.
Everybody, because anybody can get in contact with this person. Versus back in the days, like your only competition was the grocery store, people at the grocery store, people at your job.
Yep.
You know, people at your church.
Yeah, your local community. Much.
Your local community. That was literally your only competition.
But isn't it still local community? Because it's not like people are trying to date. I mean, some are, but you want to date people locally.
No, the guys will fly you out nowadays.
Oh my god.
They'll fly you out.
That's true.
Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. I even had like girls that that flew out, you know,
to see you.
Yeah.
Girls would come out to see you.
It's
that's actually crazy. Not like because of you or anything. I'm just saying, like, to spend, you know, hundreds of dollars, come out, and you're not even in a relationship. Like, that's kind of wild.
Well, and that makes sense because, you know, like you're saying, you don't have to stick to with these apps. You don't have to stick to just your local area. You can talk to someone from a completely different state, all the way across the, you know what I mean, the United States, or even across the world, even, you know.
Yeah.
So you do have these options and stuff. I think one of the hardest things is not just even getting into the relationship, but making it last, right? The long-term effect. Like, that's the hard part, you know? I think that's where I think a lot of people struggle. They have issues, you know what I mean? And, you know, breakups happen eventually, you know what I mean? Like, it can't actually go down that road, you know what I mean?
I want to say something, too. Yeah, that's the problem, I think, these days, is the struggle. I think people don't know how to get past or through. It takes a lot of forgiveness. It takes a lot of mutual understanding. And I think a lot of people kind of give up, you know. Sometimes, depending on the situation, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
See, but the thing is how much do you fight through? Like when do you say, okay, it's time to leave? Like, okay,
ooh, that's a good question.
Cheating happened. Is it out in 3 years? You're 3 years in. That's a long time, but still not long enough.
Yeah.
Do you get up out of there? What would you recommend? Just let you guys know. What would you recommend? If a woman came to you and said, okay, I have a man, he's 3 years strong, he cheated, he was super apologetic about it. Yeah. What should I do?
Yeah. Well, I just have to say, statistically, couples actually do survive infidelity.
Oh, really?
Yes. I forgot the exact percentage, but I want to say it's like Over 75%
Really?
of couples do survive infidelity.
Wow.
Now, it's interesting because we have people out there being like, that's my hard limit. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. But when you're in it, there's feelings, there's emotions, there's work you've put in. And depending on the circumstance of the infidelity, like kind of Devin was saying, a one-time deal, slip up, a lot of couples want to figure it out. They don't want to just give up all the work they put in. And they do survive infidelity, so.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so. Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, I mean, I do, you think about how infidelity is such a big thing, and you think that majority of relationships end after that. Majority, or like a big portion of them. But for them to still build after that, that tells me that, to answer your question, probably that there's probably a deeper thing that's keeping them together rather than just the infidelity.
Let me ask you this. Yeah. Okay, let's think if it's a younger couple, 23-year-old couple or something.
Yep.
If a 23-year-old couple came to you, what would you recommend? If a 23-year-old couple is fighting, would you recommend couple therapy to a couple that young?
Oh yeah. I mean, well, it depends how long they've been together.
Okay.
Okay, so if somebody's new in the relationship and they're having a lot of fights already, and they're trying to do couples therapy, in my biased opinion, I would say, I don't know, right? Is it worth the fight, right?
Yeah.
But if you had, I would say, a year or more, maybe 2 years or more, then absolutely, I don't think it really matters the age. I would say length of time. If you're doing couples therapy a few months in, it's like, we might want to look at that. Are you guys really compatible?
Yeah.
That's what you said.
But how movies make it seem like there's nothing else in the Taco Bell box, is there?
Nah.
Damn, that went right quick. How movies make it seem like, though, it seems like therapy be ruining the relationships. Like, and it's like always biased towards the women.
Yeah.
Is it?
That's what I just say. Like for example, let me think of movies. I feel like
I think I agree with you on that. I feel like
it
is kind of.
I just like you ever see the show The Game?
The show, The Game, no.
Yeah, yes. I'm just thinking about movies where I feel like, because guys are always against it. The woman's like, oh, we should do this. Guys are always against it, and then when they do it, they're like, it's usually doctors on the woman's side, and they're like, this is why I didn't want to do it,
I see what you're saying.
And you know why I feel like they possibly could be on the woman's side?
Why?
It's because the woman is the one who recommended it, so she's the one who's getting the doctor paid. So the doctor's going to go towards the one who's getting it. Because if the guy, he's not going to be on the guy's side.
No, it's not about that.
Well, let me say one thing too, though.
Okay.
The whole saying of everybody needs therapy, or everybody can use therapy.
Yes.
That's what a therapist said.
That's true.
That's what they did to keep therapy in business.
It's a million% fact.
That's what they say to keep therapy in business. Literally, that came from therapists.
Listen.
So let me ask you this then: Do you actually think everyone does need therapy?
I truly. I don't think. Yeah. I think that I don't believe it's a one size fits all. You just.
You're looking at me.
I just don't believe it's a one size fits. Not everyone needs to talk to someone about whatever is going on in their life. There's so many different kinds of therapies.
Let me ask you this: you're in a relationship, just started, maybe about 3 months in. You're not really having problems at all, but obviously 3 months in, you're gonna have a little bickering and stuff like that. And your girlfriend's like, "Hey, I think we should do couples therapy." Now, it's not because we got problems, but it's just to keep things into the kind of the right path. But is that something you?
The thing is, it's just I'm like, why do we need an outside voice to keep us? If everything's going good, like, what is someone else going to tell me that?
Yeah.
And one thing is I just don't believe that there's something that someone else could tell me that's going to blow my mind, open my mind, like, oh wow, I really didn't think of it that way.
Gotcha.
I feel like I'm a very logical person. I feel like I'm a great thinker, and I can understand both sides of views and stuff of that sort.
Okay.
Yeah,
and I don't see my mind being blown.
Okay, I got it. Okay, this is why. For people who I think get the most out of therapy is when they recognize that they want to make changes in their life. When they recognize things aren't working for them. Certain things, right? So that's when people are going to be like, okay, I'm open. Let's hear different perspectives. Let me know why I'm making these choices. Why am I doing what I'm doing? It's not working for me. What's going on? And you get insight. You figure out who you are. You see why. And then you slowly start to shift and make different choices, and people become a lot happier, So if one doesn't think they're doing anything bad or everything's going great for them, then no, why go to therapy, right? Therapy is for insight, it's for change, it's for introspection.
So you don't think like having it in the beginning of a relationship is a good idea because there's nothing to change, you're still building in the beginning?
Well, if there's stuff to change, like I said.
If there's problems.
Yeah, if there's problems. And again, if you're only 3 months in, my personal bias is like, well, maybe it's just, you might not be a good fit.
Gotcha.
A year in and there's problems, then yeah, I definitely think that.
Okay.
But nobody really, not nobody, but it's rare to go to therapy unless you have an issue or something you want to work on.
Yeah.
But also too, their therapist will say, well, because a lot of people go, if someone comes in to a therapy session with the mindset that you're not going to be able to tell me nothing different. Therapists usually respond with like, well, if you're not willing to change, then it's not going to work. You know what I mean? If you're not open to change, it's not going to work, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Is that kind of?
I wouldn't say that.
Well,
so you think you can, as a therapist, if I came in with a hard mindset, like I'm just here because I have to court order. Let's say
the court orders are rough.
So I'm here court order. I just have to be here. You think you could change his mind, like make this person a better person if they're not willing to make those changes?
No, I can't change anybody.
Yeah.
They do have to be willing, but I can ask questions, and if they're willing to engage in those answers, they might. But court order's rough.
Yeah. So the thing is, you have to be willing.
Right? You do. Yeah.
Now, so if you're willing, and let's say if you're smart, that's why I say, like, if you're willing and smart, then what's the need of hearing the outside voice? Because I really don't see nothing. Like this is obviously case by case, but I don't see nothing that will blow my mind, like saying, "Oh, you should do this," because I did therapy sections before. I did like one, and I was just like, it was just very basic. It was like, oh, when you're feeling this way, it was like kindergarten knowledge. You should do this, or you should talk to the person if you're feeling some type of way, or if you're mad, you should walk away, or you should express how you're feeling. And I'm like, that's really some middle school
what
knowledge.
Was this?
Yeah.
Like
this was
adulthood.
Like, this was high. Like,
was a licensed therapist.
Yeah. Oh, it was BetterHelp.
Okay, it's BetterHelp. So it's very Sounds to me it was very solution focused, which is like giving answers. And I don't, I think you got to build up. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But I only did go to one session. So
I went to one session before too. I did it actually with your friend because it was like a therapy session I was supposed to do.
I forgot when I was in school for
when you were in school.
I forgot about that.
And it's funny, like for me, I would tell Kristen, I'm like, everybody's going to need therapy. Like I think I just don't think it's necessary. Kind of the same thing you're saying. And it's not that I changed my view 100%, but I've changed it a little bit. Because I do got to say, going into that session, what I got a chance to do, she didn't like guide me or anything. I literally was just talking. And as I was talking, I started like uncovering things that I just didn't really think about. You know what I mean? I don't remember what it was because it was like family stuff. And it made me realize like I can see why a lot of people do get benefit out of this, because with therapy, you're not just trying to like, you're not asking the therapist to solve your problems. You're trying to solve them yourself, and they're just there to guide you. And that's kind of the thing. You know what I mean?
And therapy, you don't need the aha moments every time to make changes or get insight, right? Like those are nice to have. Those like, oh my gosh, light bulb went off. But therapy really just helps with introspection and figuring out why we do what we do, and is that working, and do we want to shift gears a little bit towards a healthier path?
So do you believe everybody can use it?
I could believe everybody could benefit from it, but not everybody will benefit from it.
So let me ask you this. Name a great person.
Thank you.
All right, so name a great person in your life.
Jamil.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that you got to name a great person you don't live with. It can even be your parents, like your mom, dad, like someone that you, like this is an example of greatness.
Okay. I mean, I have a lot of people in my life who I love, so I don't want to be like, oh, you didn't pick me. But I was thinking Katie.
Katie.
Yeah, I have a friend named Katie.
And you think she would need therapy?
I think she would totally benefit from therapy because she's very open, very open to be aware of introspection. She's doing great in life. Yeah. And I think she would even like
get to that next level.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking if there's somebody who's doing great, like they're very nice, they're easy to get along with, like everything's going great in their life. I mean, what's the point of paying an extra $500 a month in bills just to talk to someone if your life is going great?
That's true.
Well,
That's true.
I think that's true.
Agree with that. Yeah.
There's always something to work on.
Yeah.
And you're right, it is expensive.
Is it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Although some health insurances cover, so it's just a copay, right? But let me ask you this. Do you think you could improve in any areas of your life right now?
100%. But let me say this though.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't get deep with, I can't tell all my life stories to a therapist. It's hectic.
Well, can I also say something? You shouldn't be expected to, like, day one, right? You build a relationship, right? Just like us, when you met us the first day, you weren't like blah, 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 right? And now I feel like we've built a trust, we've built a relationship, and now I feel like we talk deep, right? And it's really nice. And so that's kind of the same with a therapist, you know?
Because the thing is, well, I know like my deepest, darkest things that that's like I never will tell nobody. Or if something happened, you know, I just don't want to talk about stories. I'm like, man, I feel like the doctor wouldn't be able to help me unless he knows everything.
Yeah, right. And let me tell you saying it to a therapist, I can't tell you how freeing that will feel for you if you ever do that. Because you've never told, I don't know what it is, right? But you've never told anybody. And to have somebody be able to just hold that energy for you without judgment is literally so healing in itself. And I hope that you can actually have that moment because you're gonna think of this moment and you're gonna be like, yeah, Kristen was right. That feels freaking good.
I do gotta add to that because going back to that one session I had, that was kind of the realization is I realized that you really, you know, you can open up and talk to this person. And because I always thought like, same deal, like I don't want to like say everything, but things were just kind of coming out. You know what I mean? So I do have to say like, I like seriously, it was.
Were you laying down and
I was like, I'm laying down and stuff like that.
And it does come out.
It does come out. But I do have to say this too, because I haven't personally seen it, but maybe I've seen it on like TV and stuff like that. Kind of realized it. Maybe we've talked about it, but not all therapists are the same too. Like you got some therapists that are really legit good. They can go back and forth and stuff, and then you just got people that they just went to school for something. You know what I mean? They just went, you know, and that can happen too because if you find someone who's really good, they will make it. They'll make you feel comfortable. I'm assuming, and they should make you feel like you guys are friends to that, you know, to the extent where you can have that conversation.
That's another factoid, 100%. That therapist who was like, solution, you know, I feel like you didn't have the rapport, the relationship for, was it her? Yeah. For her to be like giving that advice, unless you were asking for it, unless you said, hey, you know, therapist, tell me what to do. That's different. But I do think like you gotta ease in. You know, you don't know the therapist doesn't know you enough to give advice day one. That's how I feel. You know, their perspective maybe, but advice, I don't know. I went to a therapy session once when I was young, when Jamil and I first started dating. It was my first therapy session ever. She told me to write a letter, give it to my dad. I was like, cause you know, I was like going through, and I was like, no, I was not ready to have that moment, and I did not go back. Right? Later on, years later, you know, saw a different one, told him same story, same you know, issue. And I was just so held, like energetically. I didn't, you know, didn't feel forced to do anything, and it was the best. And I kept going back, and I think it really changed my life.
Okay.
So what do you think? Are you doing therapy? Have we convinced you? Have we convinced you?
No, it really is amazing. Yeah, it is.
Nah, it's legit. I think it's legit. You know, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things. You know?
Yeah, and I think people who have gone know, and people who haven't gone, you know, you just. Or the one, trust me, somebody said, hey, Kristen, how do you feel about therapy after my first session at 17? I would have been like, that sucked. I was like, oh my God, no, right? But if you find that right person, it's like, it's freeing, it's healing. It's
What's called? I want to say, I don't think anything's wrong with it. I'm not like saying no one should do it. Obviously, you know, do it whatever you think is best. I believe, I actually believe, let's say if if I've been in a relationship and I did couples therapy, if the guy's not being biased or the woman, for my voice, so the woman, so my girl can understand my point of view of things, and hopefully, since I'm trying to tell her through her ear every day, and she's not understanding, maybe another voice saying it.
Oh, that's another thing too. Like I think therapists have a good way of reframing people's words to have the partner be able to hear that, right?
Yeah.
So, but for example, if you guys were in a relationship, and Dalvin said something, I'd be like, what I'm hearing Dalvin say is he's da 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 da. I would reframe, and then Jamil would go like, yeah, okay, I hear that, right? And I would do, so they teach you like the language. I'm just saying, it's only two people here. Two other people.
It's all good. Oh, you were gonna say something?
No, you can go ahead.
I do have a question too. Like, do you think couples therapy can help couples that are like on the brink? Like, do you see that actually?
Yeah, I could
working?
I can 100% see it. Like I said, if they're both on the willing to, you know, what I mean? Like I said, I really believe it has to be a willing to. You got to come in with the mindset of, I want to do this.
Yeah.
I've done a couples therapy session where one girl, dragged the boyfriend. Oh, it was it was all rough. Yeah, it just didn't work out.
Whose side were you on?
Well, it was funny. Okay, so check this out. So I went in. He was closed off. Da da da. I was like working it right. Da da da. And he just wasn't. Whatever. He just wasn't. He was resistant. Turns out he was cheating the whole time. So. If I were to pick a side, I would have picked the girl side. But he was, and that's what happened. So that's why he was resistant, because he wasn't ready to open up and tell the truth.
Got
you. have to be ready to tell the truth.
Yeah. Got you.
Yeah.
Well, you found that out. You found the truth out.
Yeah, I did afterwards. Yeah.
So are you happy you end up getting a degree in that field?
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it.
So what made you want to? Since you had a bad experience, well, you didn't have a bad experience. It just wasn't it. Like the most enjoyable. What made you get into that field?
I've always liked hearing people's stories ever since I was young. I was like kind of nosy, you know. Like I remember going at 10 years old to my best friend's like mom. I was like, I literally, because her dad wasn't in her life. And she said that he got sick and then they like divorced or whatever. And I was like, why did you divorce him just because he got sick? Like I was judging, but I cared, right? And then my best friend died, self-inflicted, when I was 20. And then that was like, okay, I'm 1,000,000% gonna do it. Yeah,
that really pushed you forward.
Because I wanted to help people.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah, man.
And it's nice hearing that. I mean, from therapist. And it would be crazy. And I don't want to make this video too long, but just how's it like dating a therapist? Like, do you feel like, when you guys have a disagreement or arguments or anything, let's say, do you feel like it ends up turning it to a therapy session?
No, you can answer.
I think it actually doesn't. To be honest, what's nice is it's actually, I think because Kristen's a therapist, like it's easier to communicate with her. You know what I mean? Like I've over the years I've gotten way better at communicating, like way better. So I think her being a therapist has kind of guided me to the point where we can have those discussions and those topics and stuff like that.
And I'm definitely, I don't think I'm like therapizing or anything, but there are skills you learn.
Yeah.
And I'm not perfect. Sometimes I'll be like in a bad mood or da da da, and I appreciate him for like checking me, and then I'll be like, oh, okay, like I need to communicate effectively in order to make this happen. So I appreciate you because you've been, it goes both ways too. Yeah.
I do gotta add to that though. Like Kristen is a really good therapist though. Like that's one of the things. Like there are therapists out there that it's not even that they're like really bad. Like some are good, some are mediocre, but I would say you're like a really good one.
Thank you.
So you can have those discussions and stuff.
And you haven't even seen me in action.
I said, if you don't mind me asking, do you specialize in anything? Like, is it couples or just anger or?
Yeah, anxiety and relationship issues, I would say, are two most. And then depression. Yeah. Third. Yeah. But I do.
So last question now. I'm sorry. What do you think about, so getting back to this dating thing, do you think this generation is warped, like with their mindset and the way they're thinking from a therapist standpoint?
That's a good question.
I think they're very influenced. I hear it all the time. I went on YouTube and I Googled this, and I do think they're getting really, really bad advice on the internet. So I do think that. Yeah.
Oh, can I say something about that? Speaking of that, on like TikTok and all these the short form content and stuff, there's all these people that are like coaches, they say they are, and all these things, giving advice like therapists, and it's bad advice.
It's a whole other thing.
Terrible advice.
Yeah, you gotta be qualified.
It's crazy. Like, I can't, some of the stuff I've heard, I'm like, y'all gonna cause problems.
What do you call it?
Yeah.
What is for RP to the great, but Kevin, you never watched Kevin Samuels.
No, I never.
But he considers himself a dating coach. I don't know if he was an actual therapist though. So it's like a hitch. I mean, because there are some dating coaches that probably don't ever have degrees.
Yeah.
You don't think they're like?
I mean, you know, dating is a little. If it's coaching and it's really about like skill building, okay, you know, that's a little different. But if we're getting into like the mental health aspect, you got to be really careful. You got to be ethical. You got to make sure you're doing stuff legal because it can put people in very dangerous situations. So it's you know, it can be sketchy. You know, you got to be careful who you talk to and make sure people are qualified. Yeah.
Well, if you guys want a session, I'm $1.99 a session. Hit up Kristen. You can find him at Kristen Jamil.
That's $1.
For what? Every minute? Every minute.
That's true.
All right, you guys. Well, what did you guys think of? Who do you think is better? Oh, I know you guys are gonna choose.
Oh,
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell for me.
So actually, the burrito at Del Taco. No.
But so, well, including cost and everything.
Ooh, okay. So let me say this. I actually think still Taco Bell because you get the drinks.
Oh, okay.
Right?
No, the drinks were separate.
Oh, they were separate.
Yeah, they were separate.
So mind you. So let me just. It was $19.99 with 4 tacos, 4 burritos.
Yeah.
This is $16.99 with 6 tacos, 6 burritos.
I still gotta go Taco Bell. I gotta go Taco
How
Bell.
about you? I say Taco Bell, of course.
Taco, yeah, Taco Bell is just a better option. Well, it's just the burritos is just not it. And then the tacos can be like split 50-50. Because they have some better and then they have some parts that are better. So yeah.
I agree with you on
Taco
that.
Bell.
Yeah.
But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry this was a longer one, but where can they find you guys at?
You can find us at Kristen and Jamil on all social medias, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. KRISTINANDJAMIL.
I didn't make that
Follow
sound
and subscribe.
All right, make sure you follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. All is Zaddy Chunchuk. That is ZADDY, CHUNK. But ZCC family, as we all know, the grind never stops until the ZCC gang is on top. Let's get it!